The Greater Bowie Chamber of Commerce is pleased to bring you the Bowie Business Journal, where we focus on the various businesses of our members. Today, we're going to talk to the Executive Director, Pauline Markward, and we're going to find out just how it is she got to Bowie and to be our Executive Director. So, are you ready for this, Pauline?
Yeah, I am, and I am so excited. For those of you who don't know, Diane Pauline is my mother. And so I'm very excited to be here today to be interviewed by the master, the trailblazer of Bowie. So thank you for having me.
So in other words, we don't talk to anybody about your rotten teenage years.
I was a perfect teenager. I survived.
Yeah. Well, first of all, welcome back to Bowie.
Oh, thank you so much.
You were gone for what, 20 years?
25 years.
Yes, and then you came back to Bowie. And I'm really glad to have you back, and I'm glad that you're back to help Mom. Yeah. Pauline's dad has Alzheimer's, and she closed up her home in Pennsylvania to come to Maryland to help me take care of her dad, she and her sister, Dawn. So.
Very close. I did live in Pennsylvania.
But that was Alabama.
You're
that's
right. You're
yeah.
right. I came up here from Alabama. I did a short stint there. The oppressive heat of the Deep South, I love. But it's good to be home, and Bowie welcomed me back with open arms, and I'm very happy to be here and very proud to be here.
So in Alabama, you were teaching. You were in...
Yes. I was. I have to think sometimes what I was doing where I lived. But for those of you who don't know, I'm an S-section kid. I grew up on Savoy Lane. And actually, Prince George's County, I was born in Prince George's County Hospital. So that's a step up from my sister, Dawn. Hi, Dawn. She was born in Presque Isle, Maine. So you were also a transplant. You came here. We're probably going to do an interview back and forth between the two of us. But Mother came here in 62. Or it was her father's last duty station.
No, he had several more duty stations.
Did he really? Oh,
yes.
I was thinking it was the last.
No, we never had a home before. We always lived in projects, and when we got this house, Mom just loved it, and she said, you know, Dave, I don't care what you do. I'm not moving again. This was my last move. So Dad did. He went out to the Mediterranean, did his 2 years sea duty, came back home, did 2 years sea duty. He didn't retire until 76.
Wow.
So he had quite a few sea duties in between, but she was adamant they weren't moving again. So we didn't. There were no high schools, there were no junior high schools, there was just the elementary schools.
Right, right. Yeah, I have a picture of you sitting on the back porch, a black and white photograph. And I would love to talk about some of the stories she has growing up here in Bowie when it was truly a bedroom community and nothing else was here except for the S section. They were building the B section too.
They were building the B and the K.
Correct, yeah. Again, love Bowie, love it. Yeah. He did a fantastic job in the area.
It's still more home for your money than you're ever going to find anywhere. Speaking of, you also have your real estate license.
I do. Yeah. I love showing houses. That's probably one of my favorite things to do. I do know some people shy away from that.
After we tape, I have a client I want to pass on to you.
Oh, wonderful. See, networking, Bowie Chamber.
That's how the chamber works.
It definitely does.
You meet someone. I've been a chamber member since 1994.
Yes, and we thank you for that.
And it's always wonderful to know the networking that goes on within the chamber. You always have a pocket full of people you can refer to. If your client asks you, especially for my business and the tax business, they'll ask me about leaving money to their children, and I can immediately refer them to one of our attorneys in the chamber who does elder law. Or we have certified financial planners that we can refer to, and it's always nice to know that there's someone there that not only can you refer to, but you know them well, you know how they work, you can trust them. It's not like looking up in the phone book and saying, well, I'll select this person. but it's because I can trust that person. I know them. I meet with them. I network with them. I see them frequently at meetings, and you can trust them. So that's one of the best benefits I've received from the chamber, because it's reciprocal. People will say, well, if you have a tax issue, you need to speak to Diane, because they know me and they can trust me. And so it just goes that way for all our businesses. Well, what are some of the ones we have? We have doctors, attorneys.
Oh, we have everything. Oh, Bowie has an amazing business community, and I think oftentimes outsiders look in on us and they think, oh, it's a bedroom community, because Prince George's County does have a reputation of being a little bit of a bedroom community. But Bowie, we have doctors, lawyers, teachers, so many entrepreneurs in Bowie too. We have architects, our churches, our schools, our tutors. I can just go on and on. Our restaurants. Just really, we have an amazing, amazing pool of people here in Bowie. And the chamber is advocate, educate, and connect, and we really try to do that.
And it's nice because it's nonpartisan. So when you're trying to advocate and connect with your politicians, it doesn't matter whether you're a Democrat, a Republican, Green, Independent, or whatever. You're going to talk for them. You're going to lobby for them and talk about their business issues. And so that's a nice thing to know. Plus, when you go down to meet your legislators, when is it, in January or February?
Correct. Usually we have an Annapolis night in January. It depends on what's going on in Annapolis at the time. We like to go on a Monday. So we have a meet and greet with our legislators. So our senator, our delegates usually show up. Then we go over and we get introduced at the State House, and it's so neat to watch the proceedings, but they welcome the Greater Bowie Chamber of Commerce, and we all stand over and we do the princess wave, and then if weather permitting, we go back onto Annapolis circuit and just have some fun the rest of the evening. So
that's also open to people who aren't members, isn't it?
It absolutely is. So of course, as the chamber, we are a membership-based group. We are a 501, and you did say nonpartisan. So that's very, very important. To be able to have relationships with our political officials and be able to disagree. And there's been a couple of times with our senator where we've had the telephone call where we're on opposite sides, and it's a very respectful phone call, and we still like each other at the end of the day. It's just a courtesy, you know, we're on this side, they're on the other side. That's to advocate. We also try to have a very good relationship with our local City Council also. So we're looking forward to the new council members coming in and getting to know them and inviting them not only to chamber events, but to come in and talk to the board, so we continue to have that good relationship with them. And again, we're not always going to agree with everything, but it's a starting point, at least if you can shake hands and smile with you. But we do also have business mentors.
Yes.
And we have one of our members, I'll give a shout out to Eric Lindsay. He's so good to me. And monthly he comes by the chamber and we sit and we talk. And he is my mentor, and that's part of how he gives back to the chamber, is making sure that their executive director is right,
yes.
locked on, and how are we moving in what direction. And that helps me at the board meetings too. To who can I bounce ideas off of? How do I get people to buy in? Because part of networking is how do you get people to buy into what you're selling? And we are honestly all selling something. We're a business, yes. We're an entrepreneur. Yeah.
And so that's the educate part of the...
Correct.
Yeah.
And I would like for us to have more lunch and learns.
Yes.
And even if they're not a lunch and learn, they are, it can be a breakfast, it can be an after hours, but you tell me, and that's part of the chamber membership. So when I love to go to other people's offices. Right. I want to see who they are, how they do business, what their support structure is, and have the honest adult conversation of, you would like to be a member, but what does that mean to you? So, and can we fulfill what you need as being a member and what I need as you being a member of our organization? And so that's really the conversation, because I don't know what I don't know when I'm coming to visit you. If, again, you don't tell me your needs and wants, how do I know if we can fulfill them? So, and part of my job as being the ED of the chamber is knowing what you do, your total tax, you do, well, actually, please, she's a trailblazer. There's not much she hasn't done. So, and that's hard to follow, but I'm proud to. I'm very proud to call her mother.
Thank you.
So that being said, but also, what does she need in her business, and who can I marry them together? And so really it's, who are our members, what do they need, and if they're not a member, how do we bring them into the fold to help? Because honestly, I'm going to refer a chamber member over a non-chamber
Absolutely,
member
myself
anytime.
too, absolutely. Now, the Bowie Day, Bowie Fest,
Yes.
is a good time to showcase your business.
Absolutely. We have, and the city of Bowie comes up with these numbers. We have over 10,000 people walk through Bowie Fest, and generally the chamber is, it's the Health and Home Expo portion of the Bowie Fest, and we're inside the ice arena.
So you're inside the ice arena. Okay.
So for all y'all that know, the first Saturday in June can either be chilly or it can be really, really warm. So the nice thing about being inside the ice arena is that we're climate controlled. So if you're interested in having, showcasing your business there, it's beautifully draped. If anybody hasn't come through, please, give me a call and we'll talk about it. But yeah, it is a wonderful opportunity to network and get your business out to everybody in Bowie, not just Bowie businesses.
Because that's the first stop everybody makes, is through the arena to see what businesses are there this year. And
correct, it
that's
should be.
where I found the Visiting Angels for the first time.
They're amazing.
They are amazing.
And absolutely amazing.
Yes.
And I say that, and they are on our board of directors for the Greater Bowie Chamber of Commerce. Oh, along with, did we say that earlier? Along with Total Tax Service is also a board member. Yeah. We just have an amazing group of people helping navigate Bowie businesses in the future. Finding out what happens at the chamber is very easy. Either you can call the office or go to our website, bowiechamber.org, and sign up for the newsletter. And then we are paperless. It's so nice to be paperless.
So what other events are coming up in the future?
We have the Bowie 505, which is our monthly networking event. So if anybody is interested in showcasing and hosting the event, they can again give me a call, email me. That's fine too. And so we call it the 505 because we are getting together at 5:05. It's after hours, relax, have a little bit of food, have a conversation. So it'll go currently 5:05 to. So
that's at various offices throughout the city.
And then we also have the Bowie Business Journal, which is the show we're on right now. And you can tell, if anybody has watched Diane do the interviews, she does an absolutely fantastic job. I've done a few interviews myself, but really I just think she's just the queen bee with it.
She dragged me into it.
I did. Mom, you can't retire. But we do have slots for the Bowie Business Journal, but you can see how easy it is. It's relaxed. If you go in and watch, there's never an I gotcha moment. That's not what this program is about. It's about making our chamber members look good. Don't worry, just don't wear green, because then you'll be the floating head of doom with our screen here, because I want to reach back and show everybody it's green, but our chamber doesn't actually, our logo isn't really here. It's just in TV land. So please, oh, there it is. Thank you, Mark. He's awesome.
Oh, that's good, because I wore a green dress one day and I said, oops.
Yes. So yeah, it will be absolutely fantastic. Come on, relax, enjoy having the interview done. Again,
showcase your business. Let us know what you do and how important you are to the city of Bowie.
And believe me, if you don't think you can fill 30 minutes, oh, you can. I'd keep telling Mother we should have a spin-off, and my sister is also amazing, born and bred Bowie, and I think the three of us should have a Charlie's Angel style show, and it'll just be fun. So if you agree with that, please email me. Exactly. Okay, so we had that. So I would love it if we could get some more members to come on and be comfortable and relaxed. So I will send out an email of the available dates that are open, and please sign up. And like I said, if I can't say this enough, it's a relaxed, fun, gentle environment. If you take 10 minutes to get relaxed in front of the camera, we edit those 10 minutes out. It's good.
The worst thing that can possibly happen is you say, oh, I didn't mean to say that. So what? So we edit it out. Yeah. So tell me about this Youth Leadership Bowie.
Oh my gosh, I love Youth Leadership Bowie. Okay, so Youth Leadership Bowie is a program designed to help foster leadership qualities in our youth of Bowie, to help them to not just navigate some areas of life, but what's it like to give back to the community too? So we have multiple layers that's involved with it. Public service is a huge part of youth leadership. So usually we start off with some type of team building activity, because you get 20 teenagers around a table at 8 in the morning and nobody is talking. Who am I kidding? I'm 50. And I have trouble at 8 o'clock in the morning being very social and opening up to people. So usually we go have on an outing. And it is wonderful, and we also learn about the environment, how to basically conserve, even for those who think we're not having some global climate issues. All I can stress to them is, well, just because we can do it, does that mean we should? So does that mean we should constantly put plastic into the environment? If we don't need to, if there's an alternative, let's treat Mother Earth well. So those are some of the things we also talk about when we're having our bonding. What we do is we have a couple of standard set activities, and one of them is the team building exercise. We go to Upper Marlboro, we sit in on the courts, we get to meet our county council, who they've been very good to us over time. I can't say enough how wonderful our Prince George's County Council is, and also our local representative, Chair Todd Turner, has not only been good to the city of Bowie, to the chamber, but also good to Youth Leadership Bowie. He's a stand-up guy. We also visit Annapolis, and we get to sit in with, well, we meet all the delegates, and our senator, and then we sit in on a little bit of what's going on as far as what bills are in front, what's going to be voted on. So that's just a really nice day. If we can get in, we tour the governor's mansion, which is very nice. If anybody hasn't had the opportunity to tour the governor's mansion, that's definitely worth it. And if we have a few extra minutes, we take a little bit of a walk around Annapolis. One of these times I would like to be able to schedule it so we can get into the Naval Academy for one of our tours. We use these studios to have a public service announcement filmed. So the students parents get to write, produce, and act in the public service announcement. And what's really funny is how we think it might be easy to say 4 or 5 lines, like your intro. We all think, oh, it's easy. You say it every month. Hello, welcome to the Bowie Business Journal. I can't tell you how many times I've stuttered. I haven't pronounced the word right. And so they get to see how difficult it is to actually be in front of cameras. And who am I kidding? It's always fun to play in front of the camera and make faces and dance around, and that's always good too. So those are our set activities that we generally do no matter what. Now we also have 2 businesses. Bowler Engineering and St. John Properties has also been very good to us over the last 3 years. We also visit the city of Bowie. We like to have an intro to public safety with the police station. Our mayor will sit down and talk to the children. The green team will come in and also talk about the environment and what Bowie is providing for Bowie residents to make sure that we stay above and beyond, that we're setting the standard for Prince George's County and how we should be treating our environment. So St. John Properties and Bowler Engineering, we bring the children over for a team building exercise with them, but they learn about what is involved in creating a community like Bowie. I mean, the infrastructure that's involved. How do you take the idea and then bring it to fruition? And so they spend a day with Bowler Engineering, generally, and St. John Properties. Generally, we go over to Markward because there's enough office space to fit us. And they end up having to do this fun engineering project, which is tape, string, noodles, and marshmallows. And you have to build the tallest structure, which is interesting to watch these students do this, is that they're so involved in building the tallest structure, if they actually end up failing because sometimes
they don't use enough noodles.
It's the short, squat one that's stable enough to last long enough for the tape to measure it.
And not only that, but always remember, if I have one stick or one piece of spaghetti, I can just snap it. Me alone, I can just snap it because that's the strength of one person. But if I have a handful of spaghetti or a handful of twigs, I can't break that. And that's what you know, how you show the kids that you need each other to support each other, and also you need more beams to support that structure. So that's a good, this is what you get to teach them. I teach them resume writing and interview skills.
Yes, and you know what? That's another one. So yes, Diane has come in for years and done that. So we've been splitting the days. She in the morning we'll do that. Then we come over here and have the PSA. The sections that I teach is goal setting. And it's really how to break down what do you want in the future to what is sometimes it's breaking it down to a daily goal. And for some people it's get up and go to school.
If you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
Absolutely. So again, it's the city of Bowie, this Youth Leadership Bowie was put together in conjunction with the city of Bowie.
But Bowie has been very good to me, and it was good to me since I've been 14. So and I'm staying. So.
Well, let me think. If I run down the list of states that I've lived.
Almost as many as me.
Not as many. I'm thinking I might have moved 27 or 28 times, but I want to say I've lived, yes, but some of those are just, I also, one of my other side jobs that I like to do is buy homes, renovate them, and sell them. So usually I'm in them for about 2 years or so, which is part of that. I mean, I've moved, 4 times I've changed my address in Bowie since I've been back. That's an average of once a year, but I'm doing good things with it. But it's something that I love. I love construction. It's one of my go-tos when I'm feeling stressed. I just like to hammer something. But
as I would ride down the road and say, I love the smell of dirt being turned over.
True. It's true. And Mother was never afraid to do anything, but we didn't have the money to. I mean, it was the 70s and the early 80s. Interest rates were for houses at what, 13%? Some were higher than that. If you needed something done,
you did it.
You found out a way to do it yourself, and thank goodness, because that's something that I've taken a love to do.
And you do a good job.
Thank you so much. And yeah, so currently the house that I'm working on now is a 1947 rancher in Old Town Bowie, which, if anybody hasn't had an opportunity to get out to Old Town Bowie lately, love it. And I can only say that better things are to come. And I'm one of those people that's kind of pushing the artsy district too. I think that would be fantastic. It's just a quaint little spot. Love it. So yeah, well, let's see, I left in 90. And my first stop was what, Florida? So I've been as far south, well, technically Alabama is further south than Florida, right? Well, no, because I was in Orlando. So I'll say from Alabama to Minnesota are my stretches that I've been to. And so I've gotten to see how different states run, municipalities, how people love their community or don't love their community. And I tell you, Bowie, we're crazy here. We love Bowie. And again, it's what Mayor Fred has always said, you know, there's two kinds of people who live in Bowie and people who want to live in Bowie. And it's very true. So somebody who has gone and seen the circuit for 25 years can honestly say that Bowie is the best place to live and to work.
It certainly is.
So
yes.
thank goodness we have all these entrepreneurs here.
I am thankful for it too. And I'm thankful that we have John Hopkins here.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. For those of you who don't know,
we also have a place for kidney dialysis in Bowie. So people used to have to go so far to get that done, and so we have it close to Bowie. And
what's beautiful too now is people can have kidney dialysis on the go.
Yeah.
They bring their machinery with them. They can do it from the comfort of their home. And also Anne Arundel Medical Center is here too, and they also sit on our board. They've been a beautiful addition to the different areas of Bowie. But again, Prince George's County is fantastic, and Bowie is even better. You know, it really is. So what do you have coming up for 2020 on your agenda?
I want to retire.
But I won't let her.
But I won't. Not a whole lot, just working, and I have a new puppy, as you know, and she's certifiably insane, just like her mother.
We call her the little sister.
Yes,
she's officially the new baby.
And of course, you know, taking care of Dad.
Yeah, but you know, 2020 is going to be a good year.
Why not?
There's no other option, right?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I think we've taken enough of your time. So we will sign off this time, like it or not, Pauline. We will sign off, and just if you have anything you want to donate to the food pantry, a gently used coat or mittens or hats and gloves, the Chamber is happy to take it. If you want to find out about some of our meetings, it's going to be pretty hard to let you know if the paper stops publishing. It'll be hard to let the general public know. So give the Chamber a call and say, what have you got going this month that I may want to attend? And if you are a small business in Bowie and you would like to let people know who you are and get out there, come and join the Chamber. It's a wonderful organization. And we'll see you next month.
Okay, thank you. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, it was fun.